Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021, the album, Dad AF. Rock on, Gold Dust Woman. Boost! Oh my God, I have so much drama to talk about today. Here are my notes. I have a little Tana Mojo drama to talk about. I have a little RuPaul's Drag Race, a drama to talk about. I have some Amber Lynn Reid drama to talk about. Trisha Paytas drama to talk about. H3 drama to talk about. I have Jeffree Star drama to talk about. I have Shane Dawson drama to talk about. I have so much drama on here. James Charles drama. I actually have 41 points, and we're going to get into that in just a second. But before I do, I want to say a very, very special thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring yet another video on my channel. You guys, I am obsessed, okay? Absolutely obsessed with Skillshare. And in case you tune out, I want to just say this first, all right? For the first 1,000 subscribers of mine to go over there and hit the link, you can get a free trial premium membership, okay, over at Skillshare. If you hit the link below and you go over there, my first 1,000 subscribers of mine. So go check it out. Trust me, you will not be disappointed, okay? And for less than $10 a month, you get all of these amazing creative classes. I did a plant one, I did a creative writing one, and I just finished this one that was like creative writing, but it was like writing prompts for gratitude. You guys, you know I'm like big into the gratitude stuff. If you watch my Peterisms channel and you watch my vlog, I talk about gratitude all the time. I just talked about it yesterday on my Peterisms channel. I'm really big into gratitude being in action, and the class that I took was called Writing for Self-Discovery, 6 Journaling Prompts for Gratitude and Growth, and it was run by Yasmin Cheyenne, and it was fantastic. Here's the thing about the classes. The classes are not long, like each one of them, so they're broken down into pieces. Skillshare is an online learning community, okay, of millions of people with thousands of classes. It's amazing. Like, every time you go there, there's new classes there. It's not like going to college or going to high school. It's not like boring classes that I took back in the day and didn't do very well, and you don't get a grade. It's none of that, right? It's just to continue to learn and grow, and it's just, they're the most amazing classes in the world. Let me give you an idea of some of the classes that they have, first of all, really quick. They have illustration, graphic design, photography, creative writing, animation, fine art, music production, film and video, marketing, photography, on and on and on. Now, some of my favorites are the ones that are in the lifestyle section. So let me get in here really quick and I will read to you. Hold on a second. I had it all queued up and everything here so I could, oh, you know how I am. So I could tell you, oh shoot, where is it? Where is it? Anyway, they have things over there like cookie, decorating, interior design, plants. They have the coolest stuff over there in the lifestyle section, so you can check that out as well. So the class that I'm taking is the writing prompts for gratitude. Well, I just finished it. But the classes are like 2 to 6 minutes long. I think 10 minutes is like the longest of some of these classes. You can literally in an afternoon finish an entire class. So let me read you guys some of these, like the different sections that this class was broken down into. There's an introduction, and that was like only a minute and 14 seconds. So see, they're real short. Why write for self-care, mini exercise, cultivate joy, work through regret, redefine success, write to your young self, write from a quote, brain dump, cultivate your practice, final thoughts. And it's just like, it gives you all these ideas how to write gratitude into your life on a daily basis, and it's fantastic, and I love these classes. So, like I said, if you hit the link below, the first 1,000 subscribers of mine to go over there will get a free trial membership of their premium membership, so you can try it out for yourself, and then it's less than $10 a month after that. So please go check it out. It's fantastic, and thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring yet another video of mine. Y'all know I don't do sponsorships unless it's stuff that I absolutely love, and I love Skillshare. They're just fantastic. All right, let's get into today's drama. Are you ready? Where's my lip gloss? I got my glasses. Oh, where it is. It's back here somewhere. I got everything I need to make this video today. Are you ready? 41 points. Here we go. Look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? I love the component, too. When your lips are dry as mine, then it's Luna Beauty time. Look at that toss. Okay. It's your surly executive assistant back for yes another drama video. Are you guys ready? Oh, before I get into this, I have to say, I missed somebody's birthday. Now, I am going to get back to doing the birthdays. Yes, I am. Okay. But I missed somebody's birthday, and that is Brian. Brian turned 40. Brian is somebody that has watched my videos for a very, very long time and has been a huge support system of mine on YouTube. And I just want to say thank you to Brian, and I hope that you had the most amazing 40th birthday in the entire world. All right, let's get into, are y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Okay. So, I just wrote down, here's what happened. Here's the story, Morning Glory, okay? I went over to the Instagram and I posted, time for an opinions video again, because I like doing these are fun, right? I said, ask me your opinion about everything, okay? I got so many people asking me about this and asking me, half the things people were asking about, I didn't even know what they were. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what this is. So I just went through and like the ones that I knew or the ones that I felt like I had an opinion about, I just wrote down. So I have 41. There were, I think, something like 900 responses that I got, written responses, because I went through and I kind of counted it. So for what? I don't even need my reading glasses. I can read it without my reading glasses. The first one is Fanny Packs. I'm absolutely obsessed. Y'all want to see? You want to see my newest? I'll show you my newest fanny pack. Hold on a second. It's been a long time since I've stopped a video to show something. Show and tell! So, about 2 months ago, I was like, I'm gonna buy myself a nice fanny pack, because I usually just use these ones that I buy for $30 on Amazon and stuff like that. So I ended up getting this Valenciaga fanny pack. I love it. It carries all kinds of stuff in here. You can see it's got my reading glasses, and it's got my wallet, and it's got everything I need. It's got my eye drops, so I wear contacts. And then I got this on sale and I was so excited. It's huge. It's a Karl Lagerfeld fanny pack. And it's more nylon, so it's more for the summer, and it has this pocket in the back. My husband and I are both obsessed with fanny packs. We have quite a few around the house. So, and you know, we used to go to a lot of festivals and stuff, and I'm sure that will start up again. So I have like the Patagonia fanny packs, the North Face fanny packs. I get them at Urban Outfitters, has a lot of nice fanny packs. So we're fanny packed out in this house. I love them. And I will tell you this, okay, because I'm, you know, I'm a little heavier than the kids. So I don't wear it across my chest. I do wear it around my waist, and I don't really care if it looks corny, and I look like a hiker from 1984. Get with it, is all I'm saying. Okay, the next one is somebody asked me, what did I think about Michael Weiss on, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Michael Weiss, whatever, on the Dr. Phil show. So if you don't know what this is about, he was a producer of TanaCon. His company, the Good Times Productions, put on TanaCon with Tana Mojo. So he was on the Dr. Phil show. Why? I have no idea. Apparently, it was a two-part show. I watched both parts. He apparently came on there because he has received so much online bullying and hate on a daily basis that he wanted to heal from that process. So Dr. Phil had him on the show. Now, I will say this. I feel bad that he's receiving all this online hate and criticism, okay? I don't know that he deserves it to the level that it is. It's been almost 3 years since this whole TanaCon thing. They said, I thought it was 2 years, but they said 3 years on the show. So, I mean, I don't understand why he's still receiving daily, you know, hate and stuff. That being said, they had several of his friends on the show. His level of unwillingness to take any accountability in his life is like, for 24 years old, the ego and the amount of ego and arrogance that this kid has is unbelievable. And the really sad thing is this, when you're watching the show and you've gone through some stuff in life, what you realize watching it is, because I am a believer that lessons are repeated until they are learned, something else is going to happen to him. And this is what the friends were saying. Like, you know, if you don't take responsibility for it, something else is going to happen because you're not learning anything from this experience. You know what I mean? And he's not. And so that's the thing that made me sad. Dr. Phil, you could tell at the like middle part, towards the end of the first episode, going into the second episode, was rather direct with him. I think by the end of the second episode, he was kind of done. He was really done. I will say, Michael's mother sent a message into the show, which Dr. Phil read. It was extremely endearing, right? So, I don't know, you know. I thought it was interesting to have this whole conversation, and Tana Mojo wasn't on the show. Did they even reach out to her and ask? I don't know. So, I thought that was interesting. Oh, by the way, so I can have something to drink while I'm doing this, my new obsession, I thought maybe what I'll do is, I'll start every couple of videos showing, or maybe every video, who knows. If you don't know, I have an Amazon store. I know, all it's got is meditation books in it and some beauty products. But I'm going to start putting some of my favorite items over there like the Jaclyn Hills do. You know what I mean? And swipe up and all of this. So I'm going to put some stuff over there. Now, I do make a little bit of money over there. I think on every dollar I make like maybe 30% of a penny or something like that over on the Amazon store. But I am obsessed with these new things. My cousin got us onto these, and this is the brand Swig. I'm sure they come in all kinds of brands, but have you guys seen these like koozie things? Okay, now y'all know I don't drink. I haven't drank for 26 years, but you can put Coke cans in this too. Whatever, and you can just pour it right in there too if you want to with ice. Whatever you put in here literally stays cold. If you've watched my vlog the last couple nights, you know I've talked about it. I'm obsessed with this thing, okay? It stays cold for hours, and I mean ice cold. So this is what you do. You take the lid off like this, and then you put your Coke in here like this. You can crack it before if you want, and then it seals it in there for you. So see, there's really no way for... Yeah, let me show and tell, and then I can't even get the thing to work. Okay, there you go. Then you go like this. Oh, it's not sealed in there all the way. There it goes. Okay, see? And then it stays cold for hours and hours and hours. I'm obsessed with these. And this one is camouflage. Isn't that cool? So I just had to show that off. All right. Friends reunion. I could care less. I don't watch that show. My husband is obsessed with Friends. He grew up watching it. I feel like every guy that I've ever dated in my entire life or been with loves the show Friends, and I just do not get it. When we went to San Diego, when was that? About a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to visit my brother-in-law out there, we one night sat around and watched episodes of Friends. I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was kind of cute, but it was nothing that I really like want to dedicate to my life to, you know? I do remember, though, that I dated this guy back in the day, and this is when I got out of treatment. Don't do that. Don't get in a relationship right out of treatment, but he was so fine, and he looked like Ben Affleck, and he still does. But anyway, so we're going to talk about that down the road, where somebody asked me something about right person, wrong time. But anyway... that's not the one we're going to talk about. But I remember one time he came up for, like, we were having, like, a date night, whatever, because he didn't live in Indianapolis. And I was so excited to see him, and I was, like, dressed all nice, and I was ready to go out to dinner, and, like, you know, whatever, you know, have some romance. And he comes home, and he comes in, and he goes, okay, well, I have to watch Friends, because it's on tonight first, and then we can go out. I was like, are you serious? Okay. That's what I think of Friends. Do you think Trisha and Ethan promote cancel culture? I actually thought this was a good question, and I kind of thought about it for a little bit, you know? I don't know. To be honest with you, there were two things that were asked a lot of me, and it was a lot about cancel culture, and it was a lot about redemption arcs. Those are two catchphrases for 2021 that I'm ready to get rid of. I am so tired of hearing about redemption arcs, and I'm so tired of hearing about cancel culture. You know, do I think that cancel culture exists? I think it's up to you, you know? Do I think that there can be intention to cancel somebody? Yes. I think, after having thought about it, I think Ethan and Trisha are truth tellers, and I think people don't like it. I think because they're the first, there's been this unwritten rule on YouTube for a very long time, okay? What goes on behind the scenes, you don't talk about. It's kind of like this sick family that you grow up in, that you don't talk about what happens in the household. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of the mentality of these YouTubers, and I really think that's why a lot of this stuff is coming out. I think there are a lot of things we don't know behind the scenes about the Gabby Hannas, about the Shane Dawsons, about the Trisha Paytases, and all this kind of stuff. And I think that Trisha and Ethan are just like, we're going to tell the truth, and if people don't like it, get over it. But we're not going to play into this anymore, you know? So no, I don't think that they promote cancel culture. I think they're truth tellers, and I think people have a hard time with that. And it's just their opinion anyway. If you don't like it, go to another YouTube channel. I don't know why we have such a problem with that. It's like, if you don't like somebody, go to a different YouTube channel, you know? Okay, how does it make you feel to be the greatest singer on YouTube? I mean, you know, whatever you want. Taking requests, by the way. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Okay. I mean, I know I can't sing. I just love to sing, you know? I love to sing, I love to dance, and I just feel blessed that I can, so. Okay, jigsaw puzzles. I buy them all the time. When we were on lockdown, I got a bunch on the Amazon. I was so excited. I thought my husband and I were going to just sit over there for hours and do them. We never even opened them. Somebody said, they asked me, do you put them in a frame when you're done with them? I don't think I've ever finished a jigsaw puzzle in my life, not even when I was a kid. Okay, next one. Gabby Hanna's series. Does it exist? Will anyone watch it? I haven't heard anything about this series coming out anymore, okay? I don't know. She came out apparently on a TikTok and said she wished she had never mentioned the series. Do I think she'll put the series out? No, I think she'll put something out saying why she's not going to do the series anymore, that it's not necessary, or I don't know. Or maybe she will put it out, you know? I don't know. Like, I think it would be best thought out for her not to put it out. I don't think this is the time for her. I don't think anybody wants Gabby Hanna to be a teacher. You know, if it's a 12-part series of my journey going through something and me sharing my life, that's one thing. That's something completely different, right? And do I think people will watch that? Yeah, I think there's a lot of fans of Gabby Hanna that would watch that and would love it, to see her journey on something. If it's gonna be this, let me tell you some things and let me teach you some things, which Gabby Hanna likes to be the teacher, no, I don't think it'll be well received, and I think she should think about that before she puts that out there. The next one was right person, wrong time. You know, it's sad that this happens in the world. It happened to me, and I've talked a lot about this on my vlog. I get very emotional talking about it. I had a guy that I dated. It was my second boyfriend out of treatment. Don't do that. And his name was Todd. And I had he was the love of my life for a very, very long time. And, you know, whenever I would see him, but we were together for about 2 months. I believe I probably was the love of his life as well. I mean, today my husband is the love of my life, but this was before that. You know, I would see him, and when I saw him, he would be with somebody, and, you know, vice versa. When he would be single and, you know, call me up, and I would see him, we would run into each other at the strangest places. And then he moved, and then he was in a long-term relationship, and I was in one, and then it just was one thing after another. And I was sitting on my friend's couch. God, this was probably, I don't know, this is probably 8 or 9 years ago now. And a friend of mine in recovery, we had gone to a meeting, and I was telling her the story about him and, like, how we would always, you know, see each other and then, you know, whatever. And I looked on his Facebook, and he had passed away. And it was very, very sad. And his family had huge issues with him being gay and out. And there was no obituary, and there was no funeral. And I have no problem talking about it loudly, because he was out loud. He was one of the most generous, kind people I have ever met in my entire life. And I'm very happy that even though we both loved each other very, very much, that he was able to have a long-term partner in his life that he loved very, very dearly that passed before him. So, just an incredible guy. And, you know, we were together 2 years when I was 23, almost 24 years old, you know, but, like, he wrote a song for me called St. Peter, and I got to hear him play it, and I love you, Todd. And he's an amazing person. And he actually introduced me to a lot of music that I love today, Dave Matthews Band and some other stuff, but he introduced me, he played bass in a band, and he introduced me to a singer named Rocky Vallejo, and there's a song called White Daisy Passing that I love, and every time I hear it, I always think of him. All right, D'Amelio's new show. So, I saw the trailer for this. So, Charlie's my younger sister. I love her so much. Oh, Dixie's so protective of me. I will be passing on this show. I could care less, okay? This is what I think, first of all. I think that these parents will basically do, and my opinion has changed, okay? I thought they were real nice parents before. Now it's like, we just want to be the D'Amelios and be rich, okay? And then the whole thing where she was like, I'm burnt out on the TikTok. There are people that are working 3 jobs, okay? There are kids that are going to school all day long, busting their butts to get good grades, and then working jobs just so they can have extra money to pay to get into college, or that are working while they're in college. And Charlie D'Amelio can't handle being on the TikTok. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of sympathy for that. I just don't, you know? So anyway, I wish them all the best on their show on Hulu. At least it got on Hulu. None of these other people can. They're all on the Snapchat and all that kind of stuff. But hey, listen. Well, I guess Nikita Dragon and the Hype House, they got on Netflix, didn't they? So I guess if you want your own reality show, either be a housewife, a rich housewife, or get on the TikTok, right? Okay, only white sheets. I love only white sheets, but I never end up going that route. Like for the summer, I have like all white sheets, all white, all this kind of stuff. I think it's sexy as hell. I love to go into a hotel room when everything is just white. I think it's so sexy. And to come home and take a nap after a long day before you like go out to like, you know, romantic dinner or whatever with all white sheets. I love that. I think it's so sexy. I'm all about the white sheets. Harry Potter, so I've read the first 4 books. It has been my goal for like the last 5 years since I've been on BookTube to finish the whole series. I'm bored of it, okay? I haven't watched the movies, and I'm sorry, I know y'all love Harry Potter. And now all this stuff has come out about J.K. Rowling and how she's so problematic that I'm like, I don't even know if I want to finish it, but it's not even because of her. It's like, at this point, I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to. But these books are like 20 hours long to listen to on Audible. And they're fine once I get into them. It's just like, I don't know. I think that Harry Potter, I think you had to kind of grow up with Harry Potter, you know, and I didn't. So I grew up with Catcher in the Rye. That's a completely different kind of deal, you know. 90s female singer-songwriters, a.k.a. Lilith Fair. So you probably would only know about this if you were my age, but there is a music festival called Lilith Fair, and yes, I did go, in Indianapolis, and it was like Sarah McLachlan, is that how you pronounce her name? McLachlan? I love her so much. Well, you only see her now on those ASPCA commercials. The Indigo Girls, which I am such a big, huge Indigo Girls fan. The song Closer to Fine is one of my favorite songs of life. Jewel was there. I think Melissa Etheridge was there. It was like all of these like amazing singer-songwriter, Katie Lang, I think, was there. So anyway, yeah, I went. It was, oh my God, it was incredible. I missed that whole era of the singer-songwriter. Amber Lynn Reid, funny. I was just talking about this on my vlog last night, about Amber Lynn. So Amber Lynn Reid, I can remember back in the day, she said something to me one time about how she didn't like being compared to Amy Slayton. And I had always said to Amber Lynn, I had said, if you ever went and she could get somebody to donate these services to her to do this like health journey, people would be so about it, right? Amber Lynn is somebody that, she gets so much hate on her channel and it makes me sad. But I understand why people are so critical of her. For me, okay, I don't think you need to say the things that people say to her. I don't understand that, okay? But for me, the reason why I stopped watching Amber Lynn is because I feel that she knows what she's doing, okay? And it's all to monopolize for money. And so I have a hard time with that, okay? I have a hard time with watching somebody troll their physical or mental well-being as a result of making money on YouTube. I have a hard time with that. So I can't get with that, and I don't watch Amber Lynn anymore. And that's all I have to say about that. Trixie and Katya from RuPaul's Drag Race. I love both of them. I think Katya is a genius. I think Trixie is... have you ever seen her documentary Moving Parts? It's fantastic. So she is incredible. Sharks or whales? I hate both of them. Sharks are my biggest fear in my entire life, and I think whales look like sharks, so neither. David Dobrik, which you guys, this is so funny. True story. I don't know if you can see it or not on here. I wrote down instead David Debris. But it's kind of the truth if you want to know. If you want to know the truth. David Dobrik, I never understood the fascination with David Dobrik. I never understood why people thought he was funny. I think he's like the geeky kid in high school that everybody made popular because, I don't know, he drank too much at one party or something. And then they're all like, yeah, we love him, he's great. And I think... something's off. I don't get it, okay? And then when you hear all these stories of all these things that he's done, and it's just like, I don't know. I think the problem with a lot of these people is, no matter how old they are, the mass amount of arrogance and ego that they have at their age. I mean, they have more money than they know what to do with. They can do anything. They have a huge following. You know, I've said this for years. Like, some of these people have followings that are bigger than the amount of people in a country. Like, and they realize that. Don't think they don't realize that. David Dobrik gets that. He's one of the most arrogant people I have ever watched. Almost Like, of almost any YouTuber I've watched, when I have had to watch David Dobrik to do videos, I sit there and I'm like, he is so arrogant. Like, it just is, it's too much to watch. Below Deck, and I don't care if he comes back. That to me is like, he will, because he said on his thing that he wants to make videos and he'll be back. I don't know, here's my thing, right? Like, he's making all these apologies and people are coming out talking about the pranks. Aren't his videos based on pranks? How is he going to come back and do the same thing he was doing before and it work with not affecting more people down the road? And I think anybody that he works with is going to be like, well, I'm waiting to come out and do my tell-all next, you know? Below Deck, I love that show. I watch it, I wouldn't say religiously, but I watch it quite a bit. Can Tati's business survive her absence? Will she come back? I really struggle with thinking that Tati's business can survive her absence, you know? I would wonder to see the numbers now. She's been gone a year, you know? It's interesting because when you read like the threads on the Beauty Guru Reddit and stuff, people say that they're still ordering her stuff and getting it from her company. So obviously it's still pumping it out. You know, like, I don't get any emails from Tati's business. I don't know that maybe she is putting emails out. I don't know, you know? But it's like, it's interesting to me, like, what's your marketing plan going to be going forward? Because when you're a YouTuber, your marketing plan is your YouTube videos and your social media presence. So if you're not going to do that anymore, then your makeup has to stand on its own. And I think that a lot of Tati's makeup does stand on its own. It's going to be interesting. I'm almost kind of a little bit more interested to see what she does with Halo Beauty, honestly, or Halo, whatever it is, you know, the pills and all that. I want to see what she does with that going forward. Okay, somebody asked me about Billy Porter revealing his HIV status. This is something I typically would not talk about in my video, okay? And having come out in the era of, on the end of the AIDS crisis, I came out in 1990. This is something I take very seriously. This is something that you don't joke about. And I have many, many friends of mine that are HIV positive. I have lost a lot of friends of mine to AIDS, and it's something that I would not typically talk about in a video. I have talked about it in my vlog. One of the things that I think is the sickest thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life on social media is when people weaponize HIV or AIDS on somebody and use it as a derogatory adjective. I just don't even understand why somebody would go there. It's so, like, it's disgusting to me, right? But when I had just read this article yesterday. I think it's on the Hollywood Reporter, and it's an interview they did with Billy Porter, who is he plays Pray Tell in Pose, which is one of the most fantastic shows in the entire world about the ballroom scene. It's about so much more than that. It's about the AIDS crisis as well. And what was really, really interesting, I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but last week's episode was all about Pray Tell and his coming to terms with the final stages of having AIDS. And so then I read this article, and it was about how Billy Porter just came out after having been HIV positive for 14 years, and that he's like owning it and sharing it, and he's writing a memoir, and this was like a cathartic experience for him. The article was so amazing and so inspiring. And actually, you know what, since I'm talking about it, let me just pull up, because there was one line in there that I really, really loved. I just sent the article to my husband. Hold on a second. So it'll be real easy for me to pull it up. It's on the Hollywood Reporter, and it is called, dun, 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 Billy Porter breaks a 14-year silence. This is what HIV positive looks like now. And at the end of the article, he says something about telling his mom. And then he says, okay, hold on a second. I want to share this because I think this is such an important part. He says, years of trauma makes a human being skittish, but the truth shall set you free. Okay, now it's like doing all this kind of stuff. So, he said, oh shoot. Okay. Well, anyway, he says something about his mom, and I wanted to read this because it's, he says, and I'm sure this will follow me. I'm sure this is going to be the first thing everybody says. HIV positive, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. It's not the only thing I am. I'm so much more than that diagnosis, and if you don't want to work with me because of my status, you're not worthy of me. And I was like, amen. And then he says down here, he says, the truth is in the healing. The truth is the healing. And I hope this frees me. I hope this frees me so that I can experience real, unadulterated joy. So that I can experience peace. So that I experience intimacy. So that I can have sex without shame. This is for me. I'm doing this for me. I have too much shit to do, and I don't have any fear about it anymore. I told my mother that was a horrible hurdle for me. I don't care what anyone has to say. You're either with me or simply move out of the way. And I think that is such a fantastic, liberating message, you know? And I read that last night. I was sitting at the gas station reading this article late at night, and I just had like tears in my eyes. I was like, God, this is so fantastic. So I think Billy Porter is such an inspiration. He's definitely an inspiration and a motivating to me. Okay, James Charles' next move. I have absolutely no idea what his next move is going to be. I think he'll come back, and I think he'll do some sit-down video. I think it will probably be, I don't know, what's it been now, a month and a half? I think it'll probably be another month or two. Although I heard yesterday somebody was filming a video at his house so you could hear James Charles in the background, so obviously this isn't really affecting him that much. I'm sure he feels very burdened by the fact that he can't be on social media, but he knows that it's the right thing to do. He knows it's the right look, and James Charles is more concerned about the right look than the right thing to do. And I'm sorry, but that's what I believe. That's my opinion. I haven't ever really witnessed him do anything because it's the right thing to do. I witnessed that he does things because it's the right look. So, do I think that his next move will be? I think he'll come back out in 2 or 3 months and he'll make some video and talk about how much he's learned and whatever, blah, 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 blah. I hope he remembers how much his last video backfired on him when he said that he did this out of desperation. That wasn't really a learning moment, I don't think. Okay. Friendship breakups, how to heal and move on from them. You know, it's sad. I've had them myself, you know, and sometimes I understand what happens, sometimes I don't. I'm a big believer in, you know, people come into our lives for a reason, seasons, and lifetimes, and it's sad when they come in for a season, you know, or a reason. I try to look at friendships or romantic breakups as, you know, I try to look at the memories that were great. I try not to bad talk the people afterwards. I think it's more telling of you than it is the other person when you talk poorly about the person that you were close friends with, especially if it's somebody that you like shared intimate details with and you shared friendships with. It's like you shared those things because you trusted that person. Now you're going to turn around and I don't understand that. So I try really hard not to engage in that. And when people ask me, like, you know, like, oh, you're not friends with so-and-so anymore. And I mean, this has been something that's happened to me in the last 40 years of my life, you know, or 30 years of my life, really. And I'll just say no, you know, like, but I miss them and I wish them the best and, you know, whatever. And that's just kind of what I say, you know. And I try to remember the good times. How people could all be seeing different colors and no one would know. Okay, this is why I don't smoke marijuana anymore, okay? And do the psychedelics and all that kind of stuff. Because, see, that's the kind of questions you start asking yourself when you're smoking too much ganj, okay? What if we're all seeing different colors and we don't even know it? You're effing with my brain, okay? I can't be dealing with that today. Somebody asked me about Philip Defranco. I like Philip Defranco. I like him a lot, and I think he's sexy. I don't know why. Whenever I say that, people are like, Philip Defranco, I think Philip Defranco is sexy. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I respect him highly. I think that he knows what he's doing, and I think he's got it figured out. And yeah, I really enjoy watching his videos. Am I getting bored with beauty influencer stuff? No, not really. I'm really not. I wish they would act up a little bit, honestly. I wish they would do some silly drama. That's what I wish. I miss the old days of the silly drama, you know? A little shade here and there. That's the kind of stuff that I miss, right? But, you know, they're so scared of doing anything. I mean, I would love for Manny to get in a video and shade Jeffrey a little bit, or, you know, vice versa, or whatever. Just funny kind of stuff, you know? That's what I miss. But do I think that'll happen? No. YA books. I mean, I wrote one, so I love YA books. I think some of the young adult literature that is out there right now, like I just read The Sky's Blue by Blake Crouch. It's fantastic coming out, not really a coming out story, but kind of, you know, and some of the literature that's out there right now that's young adult is better, 10 times better than adult literature that's out there. You know, some of my favorite books, people ask me all the time, what are your favorite young adult books? I mean, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alira Sainz changed my life. Dumpling by Julie Murphy, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I mean, she is a phenomenal writer, you know? And on and on and on. Becky Albertalli, Adam Silvera. I mean, there's so many people out there that are just really pumping out books, and they're such fantastic writers. So don't ever miss out on YA literature. And even if you just want to read something fun, like I read Maureen Johnson's, she's a trilogy about this teen detective that goes to a boarding school, and it's called Truly Devious, and I loved it. It was such a great trilogy. So, okay, Dolly Parton, love her, mad respect for her. She's a queen. anything other than than Jeffree Star. But what is my opinion on Jeffree Star? You know, people, and somebody said, do you hate him? Do you love him? Or you just, you know, I don't really have any emotional attachment to him, but I have to say, I was like really sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, to some degree, the man fascinates me, like, it fascinates me to watch The Real Housewives. Like, what are they going to do? Like, what's going to happen next? Those kinds of things. Other than that, like, I personally do not think that Jeffree Star is a great person. But it's not on a level, like, where I dislike the man, you know? I think Jeffree Star is really, really missing the mark, honestly. Because if he were really willing to do some self-evaluation, I mean, he has so many people that are literally diehard fans. I mean, he could do the worst thing in the entire world and nobody would care, right? To these fans. He could really be affecting positive change in these people's lives if he used that for good, other than just selling his makeup so he can buy yet another house or a plane. That's the thing that's sad for me. Do all of that and continue to have the houses and the planes and the Louis Vuitton and the Balmain and the Gucci and all that. Have all that, right? But imagine you could also, on top of that, really affect real positive change in people's lives by inspiring and motivating them. Not just because he's the American dream and he made himself rich, okay? I think that's so overrated in our country. When you get to my age, it's like, sure, it's nice to have financial stability, but it's kind of overrated. Happiness, being content, having peace of mind, oh, that's worth so much more, you know? If he did something like that and he went and actually saw a therapist and shared about that experience and on and on and on, I think it would be so inspiring to his audience. And I think he would get a lot of people back, you know? I never, like we were going to talk about redemption arc in a second. I don't believe that anybody, I hope for all people that people can grow and learn and become better people, right? But demonstrate it. Show us how you have changed. Don't just say, I don't know who that person was. Show us who that. That's why these apologies don't mean anything to me. It's going to stop. Hold on a second. Okay, that's why these apologies don't mean anything to me. Because it's like, I'm sorry for what I did. I don't know who that person was. Well, then do some evaluation and figure out who that person was and why you were that person so that it doesn't happen again. The other thing is this, is that they say, I don't know who that person was, I'm changed and I apologize. But yet they do it over and over and over again. For example, okay, Jeffree Star wants people to think that he's a different person. And then this whole situation with like the Hair by Jay thing comes out, okay? Where then Jeffree Star is also implicated in talking poorly about Trisha behind their back. And so it's like, okay, now Jeffree has supposedly talked about Trisha and friendships are ruined and whatever. Jeffree has never come out and made a comment or a statement in a video and said, like, this is the situation. Jay and I sat down. I told Jay I had huge issues with how he talked to Trisha and how, you know, Jay talked to anybody like that. I'm not okay with that. But Jay is my hairstylist, and Jay is my friend, and I'm not going to just have him out of my life. So it is what it is, and if people don't like that or don't understand it, I'm sorry. But address it, you know? It was a huge, huge, huge issue. And now he sits there and he just keeps on tagging him. Like, it's almost like he does it to, like, upset people and, like, say, see, I don't care what you say, you know? Okay, so that's what I think about Jeffree Star. I think that, you know... Anyway, the next question was Trisha and redemption arcs. I think Trisha is finally in a safe place with being with Moses. And their mom is around and their sister is around a lot. And the Frenemies podcast, I think Ethan Klein has been fantastic for Trisha. I think Trisha is finally in a place where they can grow emotionally in a safe environment. I think that's why we're seeing Trisha in a completely different light today. I think that, you know, we talk about this term redemption arc. I actually looked up the term because I wanted to see how it was defined. And hold on just a second. And the definition of redemption arc like relates to literature, honestly. And it says, what do I mean by redemption? At its core, a redemption arc is a storytelling device where a character who is evil and destructive or embodies evil, destructive traits atones for their flaws and overcomes them, transforming from villain to hero. Atones for their flaws and overcomes them. So when we're talking about a redemption arc, it's not just about somebody, you know, that was in everybody's favor, then lost everybody's favor, and is back in everybody's favor. I have witnessed Trisha Paytas take a lot of responsibility in videos, on Twitter, TikTok, on and on and on for past behaviors recently. That's a lot coming from Trisha Paytas. So, do I think Trisha has grown in the last year? Yeah, I think they've grown a lot. And I think it's because they're finally in a safe environment. And so, I'm really happy. I hope that Trisha continues to grow and show that growth, you know? Recently, they came out and talked about, like, alt therapy and stuff like that. I would love to see them show that process and see how that's working for them. I think that would be really inspiring for their audience. You know, these YouTubers are growing up. It's like, I don't know that we want to see the annex anymore, you know? I think we want to see the growth in them. Because a lot of their audience is now 25, 30, 35 that's struggling with the same issues that they have. So it's like, share that process. Inspire your audience. You know, why would you not if you have that possibility to do that, you know? Okay, will Shane and Jeffree remain friends? I think they're fake friends now. I think Shane is dependent upon Jeffree for all this merch. I think when the merch and stuff is done, which I honestly think there's probably some contract already in place for, like, by this date we're done selling it. I think that's one of the next things we'll see. I think we'll see Shane Dawson's merch out of Killer Merch. I think that will be one of the next things we see. And I don't know if that'll come from Jeffree or Shane, but they'll try to keep it very, very silent. Somebody asked me what I thought about the makeup being in the mystery boxes. I think it's laughable, honestly, okay? I mean, that's not merch, first of all. So now what you've said is your makeup is merch, okay? It's laughable to me. And when I saw what was in those mystery boxes, I was like, people got, I mean, go look at the price that they valued those mystery boxes, and then go look at what is for sale on things. Not to mention, you can get that conspiracy palette at your local wherever now for $10 or Facebook Marketplace, because a lot of people have sent it to me. This one person sent something to me, they couldn't even sell it for $5 on Facebook, and people are getting in their mystery boxes, and they're like, oh my God, it's on sale. Go buy one of those if you want it so bad. So anyway, no, I think that Jeffree and Shane are done as friends. And I think Jeffree probably thinks that Shane is a thorn in his side but won't come out and say it because he knows that it's a bad look. All these people are concerned about their looks, right? So if he now comes out against Shane after the whole Hair by Jay and Trisha thing, he's going to look bad. That's why he says, like, oh, Shane's like family. He's like a brother to me. Okay. Woman in the Window movie versus the book. I loved the book. I haven't seen the movie yet. There's a lot of controversy around the author, so I don't know if he'll ever put out another book, but the book was fantastic. Somebody asked me a book that's like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. That was one of the questions I got. A Woman in the Window is definitely, it feels like Rear Window when you're watching it at first. Young famous YouTubers mistreating their teams or employees. I think it's rude, and it doesn't surprise me because the majority of them are entitled and the ego and arrogance on YouTube, I just really don't get. It's like when anybody calls himself an influencer, watch out. And that's why I really don't like that word. It's like, what do you do? You know, like, when people ask me, and they're like, what do you do? I'm like, I make videos on YouTube. It's just not that deep. You know what I mean? Like, I turn on a camera, and I'm lucky that anybody likes to watch. So thank you for watching, you know? These people are like, I'm an influencer. Okay, you know, they live in influencer houses and whatever. It's a sad existence to me. I just don't get it, you know. I do think that there are some people out there that are kind of nice, that are younger, you know, and I hope that they maintain that way. Charlie D'Amelio seems kind of sweet, like a sweet girl to me. Boring. I think they are boring. I'm sorry. Like, you know, don't come for me. I would have said the same thing about Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen on Full House back in the day when they were younger, you know. But look, prune. I love them now, so who knows, things may change. My opinion can change whenever I want it to. So you might watch this video now, and tomorrow I might make a different opinion video, and it might be completely different. Return of Phaedra on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let me just tell you something, okay? I was a Phaedra fan back in the day. I did not like what she did to Candy. It was Candy and Portia. I did not like what happened with that whole situation. It was very sad. So Phaedra was on she was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen last week. I was real excited to see Phaedra, right? Phaedra still takes no responsibility for what happened. He was like, do you think that you and Candy could ever reconcile? And she's like, I mean, and I'm like, you're still not taking any responsibility for what you did. So no, I don't care if she returns to Real Housewives. I think they're better off without her on there. But, you know, guys driving convertibles, sexy or not, I'm not a convertible fan. I'm just not. Okay, maybe like a Porsche convertible or a Maserati. I think that's kind of hot. But I mean, I'm in Indiana, okay? When you see a hot-looking guy in a pair of tight jeans and some worker boots and a t-shirt step out of a pickup truck, you know, a big one, that's hot, okay? If you're country like me from Indiana or the Midwest, you know what I'm talking, for the South, that's hot, okay, right there. You know, with a John Deere hat, maybe like, you know, tilted to the side a little bit, that's kind of new. Not the pulled to the side. I don't like all that. But you know what I mean? Okay. A&E show, intervention, real or fake. I just don't even know how anybody at this point, after 20 years of that show, doesn't know that somebody following them around with a camera talking about their addiction isn't going to be offered treatment at the end of it. So I think it's fake, okay? Do I think it's still a good show for people? Yeah, I think it's educational, and I think it really shows what a real intervention is like. Okay, Adam McIntyre. I thought this was interesting that I got, out of all the drama channels anybody could have asked me about, they asked me about Adam McIntyre. You know, I think Adam is a really sweet kid, and he really busts his butt to put out videos. And what I love about him is he's not afraid to like say, hey, like, I'm signing all these pictures. Like, if you want to buy a picture of me, I don't have that kind of confidence. I would feel like, oh God, nobody's going to want a picture of me, or you know what I mean, or whatever. And I just love it. Like, he gets so excited about stuff, and I love that. Like, you know, I think sometimes YouTubers do YouTube for a while, and then they get bored of it, and they lose the passion. Watching Adam get so excited, and I used to post 2 to 3 videos a day, if you remember, and posting 2 to 3 videos a day and doing all this kind of stuff, I'm like, you know, go get it, you know, do your thing. Like, it's fun to watch, it's inspiring, you know, and so I wish Adam all the best. And his mom, whenever I ever say anything, his mom is so sweet. She always like tweets out whatever I say or whatever. So hey, a little shout out to Adam's mom. Okay, and then straight actors playing gay parts in TV or film. I don't know that I have a huge issue with it, but what I don't understand, and this goes for trans actors and actresses as well, what I don't understand is what is a necessity when there are enough gay and lesbian actors out there, there are enough trans actors and actresses out there. I don't understand why we do that. It doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. And then ghosts. I will say Ryan Murphy, the fact that Ryan Murphy is like, I mean, his casts are just incredible. When you watch Pose, and like the majority of the cast of Pose is trans, it's like, okay, thank you. Thank you, finally, you know? And then ghosts, do I believe in them or not? I mean, what's my opinion on ghosts? They scare the hell out of me. Have you watched vlogs? I got orbs floating all around me in the driveway. Yes, I completely believe in ghosts. They scare the hell out of me. Anyway, this was a very long opinions video, so it'll be a little while before I do another one. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.